Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, we are here in Ulda in front of Hildibrandt, who once upon a time greeted us when we first visited this game and this city. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, Hildibrandt is the start of a infamous Hildibrandt questline. Now, Hildibrandt is a comedy questline, but it really is not my type of humor, so, yeah. To anyone who really loves this, if I groan or whimper in pain instead of laughing out loud, I apologize. Okay, the rise and fall of gentlemen. Now you've been busy as a bee, Desiree. Seems half the whispers what come my way relate to your comings and goings. Being the active type you are, I reckon you'd be interested in investigating some queer rumors, am I right? But before that, let me ask, ever heard of a man named Hildibrandt? No. To hear him tell it, he is Eorzea's greatest and most famous inspector. Still can't say I'm surprised you don't know him. To his credit, Hildibrandt and his assistants had a knack for showing up when something shady was afoot. As for sussing out the culprits, well, he had his moments, though I hesitate to give him sole credit. Anyway, 5 years ago, he gets it into his head that he's cracked the code of Messiah's 7th verse. Dalamut, the calamity, all of it can be stopped, he says, so long as he finds a hero of prophecy. And wouldn't you know it, the hero was Hildibrandt himself. So he flies off toward Dalamut. Aye, that's right, he flew. Launches himself straight into ARR somehow. Ridiculous as it sounds, because it's only logical that he's got to come back down. For it was only recently that we found his body. I had reason for bringing this up. Aye, right. So Nashu, Hildibrandt's erstwhile assistant, has since become an inspector in her own right. At present, she's investigating the queer rumors I mentioned earlier. She's a sweet lass, bit daft, but sweet nonetheless. So when I hear she's at wit's end, I want to help. Thing is, I prefer to meddle in the affairs of the living. Zombies are most definitely not my forte. So if you're willing, I'd be grateful if you lend her a hand. As for where to find her, she's like to visit Hildibrandt's grave in Village when she's frustrated. Try looking for her there first. And that means, Eastern Farmland is Village Yard. Nashu is over there. Oh, if only we're still alive, Inspector, you'd know how to stop these zombies. You there? Could it be? You've come to offer your services to me? I am. But where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nashu, Agent of Inquiry's Extraordinaire Inspector. At least that's what I'm trying to be. It's not quite as easy as he made it look. Inspector Hildibrandt was a great man, a real Eorzean hero. We traveled the world, me and him, solving cases and thwarting evil. No matter the mystery, you could always count on the Inspector to solve it with grace and style. But then there was the final case. The case of the century, he called it. How to stop the Red Moon from destroying the world. To save us all, he flew into the sky, and all I could do was watch. But then he came back down and he... This is all a joke. A big funny joke, right, Inspector? Any moment now, you burst out of the ground and shout, "Surprise! Had you fooled, eh?" And we'll laugh and laugh. Hildibrandt Mandeville, beloved son. They say no one remembers the warriors of light. Their names, their faces all gone forever. But I remember you, Inspector. No, gentleman hero Hildibrandt. I can never be the hero you were, but I do my best to try. I, Nashu, Inspector Extraordinaire, will carry on your legacy. So I told myself, well, Nashu, there must be a leader, a head zombie who tells the rest what to do. Therefore, all we need to do is kill him. Again, that is. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is and how to find him. But now that you're here, my faithful assistant, you can try the one good idea I've come up with so far. If you go to where these dapper zombies were last seen in Southern Fanalan, you might find them, and then you could become their friend and ask to meet their leader. Yes, that's sure to work. That sounds like a brilliant idea. Befriend the zombies and ask them for their leader. Yeah. Just straight north from Forgotten Springs is the area where the fade fallen corpses rife in style appears. And now we need to wait for a fate. Typical. The moment I leave to do something to distract myself, it comes up. And there are the dapper zombies. You are neither a gentleman nor a zombie. Begone, villain! Leave a gentle dead man in peace! Do not disturb our practice! I feel so cultured. I feel so refined. Am I a gentleman yet? She's still at the... Yeah. Okay, let's return to Nashu. Did you find the zombies? You did? That's wonderful. I've been busy too. The head zombie will rule the day he meets me, you see. So tell me, what did you learn? Writ upon this map of Sagoli, this is a flamboyant flowing hand. In a flamboyant flowing hand, other words, a gentleman is rather than does. So you weren't able to make new friends. That's a shame. But this parchment, this is a map of the Sagoli desert. There's a spot marked in the south, and look, there's something written here. A gentleman is rather than does. That sort of reminds me of well, no matter. Let's see where the map takes us, assistant. Onward to the Sagoli. Back to the desert, and down there is actually zombie corner. Yeah, there are zombie wizards. That's it. Fallen wizards, fallen pikemen, and here's Nashu. I don't think I misread the map. Maybe that's Shivebow? I say we call them out and let them know we come in peace. When Melia shows himself, we strike. Show yourself, foul fiends. A gentleman is rather than does. Who summons the gentle dead man? They live. They live. They live, and we hunger. My brothers, lend me your ears. A gentleman does not dine upon his guests. Spare these two fair maidens your mastications. Withdraw, I say, and harass them no more. Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! No, it's an airship! No! It's the inspector! We hear and obey. It is you! It's really you! I knew nothing could kill the great Inspector Hildibrandt. Hildibrandt? Who is this Hildibrandt of whom you speak? My name is Zombibrandt, devourer of brains, undead overlord extraordinaire. What are you saying? You're not an undead overlord. You're a gentleman inspector. Inspector, overlord, inspector, overlord. Oh, Inspector, you're just confused is all. Don't worry, I knocked some sense back into that noggin of yours. Stay your hand, milady. You don't know what to do. Even if I were the esteemed gentleman you purport me to be, the concussive force of a blast is more than like to liquefy my... If crashing into the ground made you forget, then an explosion of equal force ought to make you remember. I'll save you, Inspector, or kill you trying. See, even you acknowledge the possibility that this plan will result in my... death! Well, you killed him. Or not. Normally I would applaud your ingenuity, Nashu, but I would have preferred that you found a more elegant solution. Ha! He remembers me! Inspector Hildibrandt remembers me! Yes, I remember you, my faithful assistants. What I do not quite remember is how I came to be here. Give me a moment. Ah, such a wonderful dream. I slew a dragon and... Huh, what is this place? And for that matter, who am I? Yeah, you died. It's alright, man. Welcome among the zombies. I, Hildibrandt, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have awoken at last. I always knew you'd come back to us. Be it Red Moon or Black Dragon, no fiend is a match for my legendary might. And who might this fine lady be? Could she perhaps be one of my many admirers? Oh, but what is this faint tingling sensation in my arm? This ringing in my ears, this dizziness? Could it be a case? Amazing, isn't it? He wasn't dead. He was just badly injured and needed to hibernate. I didn't even know people could do that. They normally can't. A mild concussion will not sway Inspector Hildibrandt from his true calling. Verily, it could be naught else. Somewhere nearby dastardly doings are afoot, and only I can thwart them. Copious quantities of sand, unbearable healed. Mr. Gordon says that. I'd bet my life on it. Which means Ulda is just a short trek away. Oh, yes, it all fits. Only that den of iniquity could be so violently trigger my keen investigator sense. Fear not, law-abiding citizens. Inspector Hildibrandt shall soon deliver you from evil. Which way did he go this way? Did you see? Oh dear, I gotta find him. And change my outfit too. Beg your pardon, you wish to question me as to the whereabouts of that deviant running about town dressed in rags? Do I look like a reporter for the Mitchell Eye? I do not consort with perverts. What, you're looking for a half-naked Highlander what likes to catch criminals? I think I'd remember a thing like that. If I do manage to find this inspector friend of yours, tell him to do something about that goddamn duelist. My mate's past cousin's dad's kid's best friend lost his blade the other day to that bastard. Sorry, lass, but if that's information you want, you'd best served by going to Women. The only rumor I've heard are those about the weapon thief. Calls himself a duelist, or so I hear. But when you don't allow your opponent to refuse, well... I take it you dealt with that zombie problem, huh? Oh, do tell me. Just why were they dressing up like dandies? Women! Hey, women! Shall Almighty bugger me with a bleeding spear. The dead have risen and they are walking the streets of Ulda. No need for melodrama, my good man. As you can see, reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. It's true, he's not a zombie. I checked. How does one check that exactly? Pulse? Ah, you do seem to be hale and hearty, which begs the question, how in the seven hells did you survive that fall? Why question divine providence? What matters is that the Eorzea's champion has returned, and he, and by that I mean I, shall bring this thieving duelist to justice. Heard about that, did you? Might be harder than you think. Even I got no inkling of that fellow's current whereabouts. Inconceivable. I refuse to believe that the ever-inquisitive, ever-ambitious, ever-reliable Wilmot is without a single shred of information, even one of dubious relevance. Well, I make no promises, mind you, but there was some talk of a fair maiden what said her most... This knave assaulted a young woman as well? The audacity! I should fly to her side at... why, if it isn't the lady from the Zagoli? A serendipitous encounter indeed, unless, you too seek the belligerent duelist? Capital! It will be invigorating to engage in a friendly battle of wits. Already the spirit of competition fills me. Come, Nashu, we must away. Damn it, Hilly. I ain't got told you the lasses name yet.